Bloomberg and upgraded from a sell to a hold just last week. Morning, welcome to the show. What's working for Lenovo? Is the numbers, first of all, dissect the numbers, the report card they issued. Reason for optimism?
Certainly, I think the numbers are really good for the first quarter for the fiscal year 10. The sales dropped 18%, but the gross profit margin has jumped 2 consecutive quarters from a low of 9.8% to 11% this year. And looking at the net profit, they had a net loss of 16 million US this quarter, as compared to a 264 million US dollar drop in fourth quarter of 09. So it's a huge improvement from the last quarter.
What is there one business line, is there one factor in particular that seems impressive that they're, basically executing perfectly on? It doesn't seem too long ago. The company seemed to be a little bit all over the place, neither here nor there. People weren't really sure if they had the right products, the right mix, where they latched onto the right themes for the sort of the new environment and the new kind of spending trends going on in IT. But it looks like they're getting their collective act more and more together now. Is there one big factor that's that they're executing nicely on?
I think since the restructuring plan, they're really focusing on the China market, and now before they would focus on the corporates, now they're more onto the consumer market. And in the China market, they improved the unit shipment in terms of PCs improved by 15% in this quarter, year on year, and that's a huge thing for that. It outperformed the market, and in terms of global PC shipments, it also outperformed the market. It improved by 1% year on year, as compared to a 3.3% drop in the market.
Okay, so you're saying that in some ways they're going back, they're refocusing on the China market rather than trying to be all things to all people in all parts of the world. Does this represent in any way a step toward retracting, or maybe, I don't want to say withdrawing, but maybe lightening up on any attempts for a truly global footprint?
I think for now they're focused on China, but they will expand. I think they did poorly in Western Europe, in Eastern Europe, and India. I think in the future, in the next couple of quarters, they will focus on these segments in order to improve their margins and profits.
They have some interesting initiatives which they're working with, like some of they're coming up with a lot of these so-called low-end netbooks, right? For the rural areas, 3,000, 3,500 renminbi or something like that. And another one of their nifty little gadgets is a 3G enabled netbook, which they're cooperating with China Mobile, I believe it. Are these going to be niche products, or could this create real momentum for them in a country which I would presume does not have a solid, seamless end-to-end Wi-Fi signal? Maybe you play 3G instead and go that route. Is this going to be a cash cow? Is this going to be quite a business generator?
I think for netbooks, I think there's a market for netbooks, and from what our point of view is that it's not going to replace the notebook market. It creates an additional market for the notebook segment. In terms of last year, the netbooks occupied 13% of the notebook division. So it is a big market. There's a big market for the netbooks. And for the 3G phone that you talked about, I think it's the old phone that you talked about. There is a market, but at the moment, I think it's still a very niche market. There's only about 1 million 3G users for China Mobile, so the market is limited for that segment.
Okay, you right now you raised it from a sell to a hold.
Yes.
So you're not saying it's a screaming buy. You're not saying get out there and grab as much Lenovo stock as you can. What is the what do you think the trigger is? Do you need to see another quarter of improvement? Do you need to see 2 more quarters of improvement? What might lead you to move from a hold to an actual accumulate or a buy signal?
I think there's still some uncertainties in the market, in the PC market, and we still need to see a couple more quarters of improvements. At the moment, I think much of the positive news has been factored in to the current share price. It's trading at about 20 times PE, which is a little bit higher than the global competitors. So we need more positive news.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the tech space. If I can just widen for a second here, I'm personally anxiously awaiting this Windows 7 release to find out what it did, because I actually got so fed up with Vista, I uninstalled it and put back an XP, which is just wonderful because it just, you know, blinks open like that, and I don't have to wait 3 minutes for startup and shutdown. So that's one thing. And also, up until now, Intel has pretty much dominated the netbook processor space with their Atom chip, but AMD is getting into this space as well. As we get into next year, and people obviously are value hunting and they don't want to spend more than they need for more than they need, what kind of trends are you watching in the IT space that will take us into next year? I think we'll be talking about.
I think for the Windows 7, it's going to create a upgrade trend in next year. Management has talked about a pent-up demand for in terms of corporate demand. I think we're going to see a upgrade for the first 3 quarters of the next year. I think the demand will be generated much from the US and Europe corporate markets.
Is this demand going to be upgrading within an existing system, though, or is it going to lead to, because they are going to have a stripped-down version, there will be 7 features available on a lot of these netbooks, presumably, or will this lead to another burst of activity? Because I believe 7 is going to be out there, the new OS will be out there with plenty of lead time for the holiday shopping season, if we have one this year.
It's gonna come out in October, and I think a few of the bigger improvements is that it allows the Windows to operate some XP applications. I think a lot of people are fed up with the Windows Vista, and then I think that will generate a huge demand in terms of upgrading their system in order to apply the Windows 7 operating system.
Okay, appreciate your time. I'm still waiting for delivery of my netbook. I want to see if it does what the old the X series does. Whether, you know, a lot of you will find that a netbook is all you need. Probably 99% of what you do is pretty much online. If you got that, who needs more bells and whistles and idiot lights, right? Okay, MC continues after this. We'll be right back.